Hey guys, this is Aiden here. How's everyone doing that's listening in today? Hope you're having a good day/night wherever you are. So welcome to the podcast of the Fallen. Like I said, my name's Aiden, and
Max is here too.
cool. So we've
Thanks,
today today we've got the lovely other Max, the
other
Ranger
Max,
Max
The
here.
real Max.
The real Max,
real
and we've
Max.
got the lovely Alice as well.
Hello.
So we've got them here today to talk about the games, modeling stuff, and the app, and also a bit of the music department and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you get a little bit of insight.
A little bit of insight to all the listeners. We're actually the B team. We were called up from we were called up from our respective tasks to take over because the last podcast they recorded was too depressing.
Too
Yeah,
depressing
yeah.
and too dark.
Broadcast.
Apparently
We had
too
a-
dark for the children at home.
We had a lovely.
So maybe we will splice some of that interview into this one, just as like a little Christmas bonus for everyone.
And just to get the confusion out of the way, there's two Maxes.
We're both
One is
foreign.
Asian. We're both foreign. One is Asian and one is Kiwi.
This is the foreign team as well.
It is
Yeah.
too. Because we have Alice,
You're all from different
the Scottish
countries.
lady.
Yeah, Scott is.
Okay, well,
Which is-
anyway.
Anyway,
Tell us a little bit about yourselves. We'll go with Alice first. Ladies first.
thank you. My name is Alice Picksley.
We'll just all stare at her.
Ooh. Luckily, we didn't record this at night, or I'd be quite afraid. But yeah, I'm on the. I guess I could say I'm kind of doing a lot of different things. I guess I could say that my role in the group right now is just design and modeling. Right now, I'm modeling and texturing one of the main characters, Alexis.
And who is Alexis?
Alexis is, I suppose you could call her the game's antagonist. She's kind of a power-hungry
The evil beep.
empress. The evil, yeah.
Evil
For
beep.
want of a better term, I guess the evil beep would be a good way of describing her. So I'm texturing her. I'm texturing both of her iterations, her normal garb, I guess, and then her kind of armored evil side.
What she'd wear if she went into battle or something like
Yeah,
that.
so
Yeah.
Complete with breastplate and long flowing skirt. What's happening?
And
Anarchy on the ranks.
Max is writing something. Come on, show me. I wanna
He's
see what
passing
you're
us a little secret message.
Really, guys? Like I'm talking. Like I'm talking right now.
The lady is talking.
What have you put? I don't know what my character stories are. It's just over here.
Hey, you could just say it. You had to get Alice to say it for you.
Oh no.
Okay, now it's
You
Max's
cut
turn.
that bit, right?
What?
Sure.
Cool.
you
So,
want
hang on. So, what are you doing outside of TAFE? Any projects you're doing off to the side, or just your social life? Had any raving parties lately?
Well, apart from doing obviously the 3D modeling, and I'm also kind of the go-between right now between the audio and the music department, who are very nicely supplying our music and sound for the video game. I'm also involved in the other separate project, which is our South Bank orientation app, which is just an application that we're using to kind of
Find your way
assist
around.
and entice new students to go and have a little look around, have a little explore. So that's an interesting diversion. That's fun to do as well. So that's what I'm doing with my time.
Cool. Okay. And the Ranger Max is picking up the gin bottle already.
Every-
And
each
we're
one
not
I
of
even,
should
our-
probably
like,
say to
6
everyone listening,
minutes
we
in.
have like a little, I suppose you could say a little claymation set.
Stop motion. Apparently was.
Complete
motion
with
animation.
a bottle of Gordon's London Dry Gin. No, I don't want to.
Smell it. Smell it.
Ugh.
So what it is, it's basically a stop motion animation project from 2010, according
It's-
to Greg.
Yeah, it's kind of intoxicating. You can't not play with the stuff there
Yeah,
because it's just, there are models and there are chairs and stuff.
It's been abandoned by the.
There's a postcard.
So how
Max-
about Max?
Yes, Max.
The Ranger Max. How are you doing? How's life outside of TAFE? And if you dare to sit there and be quiet and not say anything, I will jump across and hit you. And he's doing it.
Yes.
Cool. So how is your life, Max? How are you going? How's your work going?
All right.
Oh, come on.
No, it's going good. I'm doing a base model for the enemies right now. Big buff guy.
Used in the game, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah, used in the game. It's a high poly version, but we'll retopologize it and create secondary assets off it.
Just for the audience, what does retopologizing it do?
It's the method of.
It's what he does to ladies in the club. I'm gonna re-apologize, you, baby.
Oh, that'll work.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
No, it's basically remaking the model around itself to reduce the poly count.
Seriously, dude, you're like the host. You're supposed to be keeping this all together.
Come on,
He just threw something at me. Sorry, Max. Continue.
That's kind of my job.
Yeah, continue, Max.
What if I'd already finished talking? My toy car.
Max likes his little
With
fire
this
truck.
matchbox.
It's a really weird matchbox, but okay.
Okay, let's keep on track here. So, you got any independent project that you have going on?
Outside of the classwork?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm currently building a Android game with a little startup company outside of.
Any more to tell us about it?
Can you give us a little top secret?
It's I can tell you that it's basically a town sim where you build up your town set in the medieval era. That's about all I can say.
So it's pretty much like 100 other apps.
It'll be for Android and iOS.
And when do you reckon we'll get to see it?
Sometime in the future.
6 months, maybe.
6 months.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So how's your social life going, Max?
What social life?
Your social life, bro.
Oh, my social life? Yeah, no, it's okay. I went down the road, saw Laronda the other day. She's alright. She's pregnant. Got it out of there quick. Don't want to find out I'm the dad there. Shanae, haven't spoken to her in a week. Don't know what's up with her. She probably got deported again. That's about it, really.
We're so totally going to get so many thumbs downs.
Yeah, okay.
You'd better cut this out. It's a tad racist.
So,
oh well.
yeah, I suppose. What are your questions for us to get back on track?
Since you're pretty much the B team, we're going to kind of wing it. 18. Oh yeah, you can be the 18. You can be the 18. We're going to kind of wing it. So, what are you guys working on right now?
Well, I am pelt mapping, which is fun. For people who don't know, pelt mapping is this addition to 3ds Max where you can actually kind of take the polygons from a model and stretch them out and then kind of adjust them before putting a texture on. Because I had actually, and this is to show how much time you can waste if you don't know what you're doing. I'm taking your toy away from you.
Max is
if you don't know what you're doing, I spent a good 2 hours actually, creating a UV unwrap and texturing this model I was making. And when I placed it back on the model, I hadn't really taken into account how much the polygons all distorted in the UV unwrap, and also everything was kind of at different lengths. So it looked a bit like it was fascinating because it did look a lot like Lara Croft, like the first Lara Croft model.
Really stretched out,
you know, like a box with features.
Yeah, we all know it.
So it felt like I had gone back in time, and I was like, I cannot believe it, but I'm actually at the level of the beginning of video games.
The good old 8-bit versions of characters.
Luckily, I'm being helped, and we're kind of directing it in a different way now. So hopefully, at the end of the week, I will have 2 well-textured models to show.
Okay.
Otherwise, I've just wasted 5 weeks of my life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's what we'd like to hear.
So how's Max going? How are you going with your little endeavors in the project? What are you doing right now?
Yes. No, I'm going okay. I'm just I was doing a high poly count head to be rigged for facial animation, but I've since learned that that's been cut, and so now I'm, as I said, doing the base mesh for the buff male character, which would be an enemy in the game.
A little bit distracted by the toy car there.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody loves the toy car, so I'm taking it. Give it here.
Here you go.
And now Max plays with it. There we go.
All right.
Oh, the squeaking. That'd be terrible.
Sorry,
I'm taking that now.
I couldn't help it.
Okay.
So this is what you guys do with your spare time.
Pretty much. We
Yeah.
sit here and interview funny people.
Okay.
We're funny. High five.
High five.
You can do a little bit louder than that if
Yeah.
you want. It's up to you.
Do you guys have like any
There
of
we go.
those radio tags? Like you are listening to Aiden and Max at Radio FM.
We should
It's such
do
an
that.
awesome
We,
show.
we should do that. We
We'll
need
come
to
up
get
with
a-
it.
We need to get a mixing board with like
That's
some
what I keep
pop-up.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Take my advice. Stop calling it the podcast.
I
Oh,
like,
we don't call
I
it
like
the
the
podcast
idea of
anymore.
you
We don't call it
guys.
the
That's
podcast
all
now.
you guys need, more power. Like get yourself like a soundboard, so every time somebody says something, you just go boink.
Just like whenever anyone goes quiet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, he's spelling, no?
You can do it in front of the mic if you want to.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
Oh, he's not the better Max.
I'm the amazing Max.
Yes,
Actually,
he is.
I'm the
amazing.
I
real
am
Max.
quite interested in what Max is doing at the moment.
Yeah, what is Max doing right now?
What is your soul?
Oh yeah, I'm doing the sculpt of the male character.
Which one?
The big guy. It started off as the Earth King, but now it's just his
He's
sort
like
of
a minion
mini
or
boss.
something. Oh yeah.
He's kind of
So what does he look like? Is he like just a big bulky character?
Yeah, just a big, bulky, top heavy.
Can you tell us
Bald guy.
what he might be wielding?
I believe he will be carrying an. Is it what do you call that?
Like a club?
A hammer.
A hammer. A hammer.
Sledgehammer or something.
So
like that.
there are like 4 elements
Yeah.
that the enemies belong to. Which one does this guy belong to?
Earth.
Earth.
Okay.
Naturally.
Cool. And so
Cool.
and so pretty much with this Earth guy, will we only see him once in the game, or
I believe you'll only see him once as the boss character, but there'll be a version of him which is smaller and less bulky,
Like a
which will just
minion.
be like a normal dude you might fight along
Yeah.
the way, just a sort of mini champion.
Oh yeah, cool. So is there any concept art of him up on the blog at all?
I'm not sure about on the blog, but we've got concept art we're working on.
Okay, cool. So hopefully that'll be up there, and if anyone that's listening wants to go ahead and check that out and have a look at it, then go ahead and get behind our blog, and hopefully you enjoy it.
And
mad props to our concept art team because they really do an awesome job.
I'm a part of it.
Do an awesome
yeah,
job.
they're the stuff that I don't know
Just wanna
whether
promote
or
myself,
not
sorry.
anything is attached to the podcast so that people can see this on the podcast site,
We
but
will be attaching
Yeah,
some
that's
images
right.
this
it
time.
really is kind of an awesome environment to be working in, and I would say to everybody, like as everybody who aspires to do a project like this, you know, the best base to start off with is just genuinely creative people, because they're just
Yeah.
the best. You know, you have a handful of creative people, and you know, scenes and environments and characters, they just kind of write and make themselves, because
That's right.
but yeah, I mean, not to forget that there's always going to be people who need to do the legwork, and there's a lot of legwork. But there's some great stuff. Yeah.
Wise words.
So do you know roughly if we're on track, a little bit behind track, anything like that?
I would probably say we are kind of. The way I would describe it is we are all running full pelt as the ground falls apart behind us.
We're just ahead.
We're at that point where if one of us falls over, the other's like, leave him behind.
But our morale
it's
is
not
still
worth
strong.
It. We'll
yeah?
never get him. We are kind of sprinting ahead of disaster, but I would imagine that is almost identical to every single development team that has a deadline that has ever lived. So I'm not. Well, I'm worried, but
But
like,
we're doing okay right
we're
now.
You're doing okay.
Yeah. yes, we are.
Yes.
And you're
Yes.
feeling okay.
Yeah.
Alice
No,
has
what?
been
You don't have to
away.
share that.
Okay,
Alice
well,
has not been feeling well.
It hasn't been feeling well. Let's just leave
Been
it
a
at
bit
that.
ill.
Let's just say.
But now she's back
Yeah.
back in action, ready to model
Yeah, I
and
know.
texture.
I'm heavily drugged, and I just had caffeine, so I don't know whether I'll be alive at the end of the night. But one can only hope.
few drinks and you'll be fine.
So
I don't know. They're like
Little cocaine, little
they're in my
crack.
bag. Yeah. It's nothing like a little
M.
bit of cocaine to get you over an illness.
so speaking about
I would like to put a disclaimer here. I'm not consuming cocaine. Oh god, this is M-rated. Oh god.
Is it
Please.
heroin? Meth. Are you
we-
cooking meth? Is that what you're saying?
And we must
me?
say we do not condone drug use. Drugs are bad.
Yes, we do. Smoke up for 20 bucks.
All right.
420.
Kidding. Smokers are really annoying.
Yes, they are. I
Stay
grew
in
up
school,
with
do
them.
your homework.
Yes.
I'll break your legs.
Cool. So, is it? You just dropped something. So, are you guys anything coming up in the future for you guys that you might be working on? You getting excited for anything that's coming up?
Well, my how can I put this? My contribution to the video game aspect is starting to tail off now, because I did say that I would do a few weeks of helping with 3D assets and texturing, and maybe, if there's any problems with scripting, I'm kind of good with that.
Are you still working with the app guys? Yeah?
I am. That's what I was going to say.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to be moving more into that territory. I don't know if we have our own podcast.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure
podcast you as
we're
well.
bringing in Steve, and maybe you're coming back
Yeah,
in.
I'm working with Steve. Steve is he's like the mad genius
cool.
behind
He's
the
cool.
App.
So, just for anyone who's listening, one of our main projects is, of course, a game, and we're the podcast. Podcast of the Fallen, like we've named it. But also part of our projects here for our advanced diploma is we have to also create an app, like Alice mentioned beforehand at the beginning of this session. We have to create an orientation app for the campus that will help navigate people around the campus when they first arrive here. So hopefully,
And that's never been done before, so
yeah,
it will
that's
be
never
very
been
useful.
done before.
It will be
It's quite a
very
big thing.
useful.
And are you still working in communication with the music guys yet?
That
Tell us a
one of
little
my
bit
roles.
about the music guys.
Because
How
I know
they
they're
like?
supplying music for the game,
Yeah, that's
but are
right.
they doing anything for the app as well?
Yes, they're kind of this all kind of pulled into one of our teachers, Justin, has a nice kind of friendly relationship with Ross, who's working in the music department, and their overall goal is to kind of open up the possibility of maybe creating like a transmedia course at our school. They enjoy that aspect of you take people with different kind of. Should I continue talking, or do you want to keep playing with the toy?
You
They
keep
like
talking.
the idea of bringing people from different courses with different skill sets and creating something, because transmedia is amazing, and it just gets, and the actual application of that in the real world and even in the media industry is just insane. I mean, so we've been getting involved with those guys. They're nice guys, actually. We're getting the beginning. If you want to, I can bring that stuff to the next podcast. I might be in. I don't know if I'm making a
Okay.
return.
You'll probably be back eventually.
Yeah,
But,
I think that would be a
podcast?
good idea to
What?
bring in
Do
some
I get a
music
second
guys.
podcast?
You might get a second podcast. It depends on how many people we get through.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, their submissions, their initial kind of submissions are next week. So we will possibly have music and sound effects ready to go by next week.
That's great. And we might even pop up a few little sample tracks of that, just
Yeah.
for anyone who's...
As you start assembling your
If they're ready.
soundboard.
Yeah, we might pop in a few sample tracks every now and then for some of the viewers. So a little bit of an exclusive on the podcast of the Fallen. So also anything that Max is going to do in the future. What are you looking forward to? What's coming
Dinner.
up to your plate?
Looking forward to dinner.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
Anything project related? I think we're all a little bit hungry right now.
The stage where you can sort of just sit down and play through the game, I reckon, is a good one before it's all polished.
That's a pretty good one.
Mhm.
I always like that stage.
Before it's polished, or
Before it's polished, just
Okay.
everything's bricked out and just there.
like
So-
Sam's working on.
Sam's
Yeah.
working on the prototype. I think we're bringing in next week to talk about the early prototype of the game, talk about the mechanics and the platform of the game that we're developing.
So you got anything else you want to chuck in there about the game or anything like that?
No, just excited to see it sort of built. With the characters.
Max is just
since at the moment it's still
invigorating. Max is so invigorating. Do you want your little toy truck back? Maybe that might help you.
Yeah,
Have your toy
keep him
truck
coffee.
back.
Yeah, I'm really excited because now there's going to be characters in it, and I haven't seen characters in it yet, which is just pumping me up. And I just can't wait to see
As soon as we
So
give his truck
you're
back.
in charge of the actual game stuff, aren't you? Creating the game,
Yeah,
the engine, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I guess. I
So-
just work with everything.
Yeah.
Get
Do
all
you
working.
want to tell everybody what kind of a gaming engine it is? What kind of a game it is?
Well,
Oh, you're using Unity, aren't you?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
you
Game
could just
engine.
play with the toy. I mean,
Oh, we
playing,
don't want to give
studying.
away too much, but you're
don't wanna give
using
away.
Unity.
Yeah, we're
aren't you?
using the Unity engine to build it. It's is the term 2.5D?
'cause
Because it's 3D, but it's a side scroller.
It's got
Okay.
parallax and stuff. Is that what
I
you
can't
mean?
remember what the
you know what
term
you
is.
should do? You should send the gaming engine, like the prototype, to one of those big YouTuber guys. Like, I don't know about any of you guys, but I watch a lot of Markiplier.
Markiplier
And I
is
would
cool.
love to see Markiplier play the video game.
But doesn't he do horror games though?
He does, but
Too
I would.
spooky for me.
We,
Too
I mean,
spooky five me.
we should
Pretty
like,
spooky for me.
yeah, we should just send it to him with like a note saying,
Please.
Please play.
"Please, we love you.
Oh, and
We'll stop throwing eggs at your house and play this
and
video
you
game."
guys came to the motion capture session that we had
Yeah.
before, didn't you? Yeah. For anyone that's listening as well, we had a motion capture session last week. Pretty much, we went there and we captured all the data that we can apply to our characters, pretty much to animate them so they can move and all that kind of stuff. So the way the mocap actually works, stop playing with your truck. The way the mocap actually works is there'll be some actors out on the floor that are dressed up in a suit, full body suit with little white dots on it. They're surrounded by infrared cameras that shoot off little infrared beams that bounce off the little white balls that are stuck onto the actual suit. And that data gets fed straight back into the cameras, into the software, and then we can get tracking data from that and apply it to the different models and stuff that we have, which we'll be using for the webisodes and the game as well. So that was pretty interesting. It's some very expensive equipment there.
If anyone wants to know more about what it is like, I suggest you maybe look up on YouTube the behind-the-scene production for Avatar, James Cameron's
Very good example.
Avatar. That's a very good example. They also used the technology on Tintin, the recent Tintin film.
And if we're going into video games, it's kind of foraying into that. For example, Last of Us
The Last of Us,
Yeah.
was
a very
really
good example.
Example of that.
So do you guys enjoy that motion capture session? Did you learn anything new? Anything you want to talk about?
I wasn't actually there, so I will have to defer to Max
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Alice-
I
Max,
was a
have you got
bad,
anything?
bad person.
Has Max got anything to say? You don't?
Yeah, yeah, it was interesting seeing how they initially set it up because you've got 6 posts there with 2 infrared cameras on it each.
6. You said 6. I was
Six,
pretty sure it
yeah.
was more than 6.
Yeah.
No, it was 6 stalks, wasn't it? And then 2 cameras on each.
I thought that was like.
Because
Eight?
there
I thought that
was
was
one in
10.
each corner, and then there was
There's 2 cameras.
2 other poles there, and then there were 2 cameras on each, and wrapped around.
I was damn sure there was.
Okay.
Well,
If you're
Oh,
still listening to this and they haven't cut it, you can look at the images on the blog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we went there and we got some data and all that kind of stuff. And the David is cleaning that up and going to apply that to some of the webisode models. So hopefully that looks good, and some of that should be up on the blog hopefully shortly. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I like space.
Yeah.
Space is fun.
You like space?
Space is awesome.
Okay.
So,
well,
I mean, we're all very much just moving towards a common goal and creating this video game as best as we can. And it really does mean a lot if anybody is listening and anyone cares at all.
It does.
Because, you know,
That's what we're trying to do.
Hi,
You're
future
promoting it.
Max.
the
future
real
Alice,
Max.
stop eating.
Yeah,
I
sorry
hate
about
this
the
extra
depression.
weight.
Future Max, I'm currently 96. Secret. I
No, I'm pretty
expect
sure
it
you
to be
died next
86.
week.
Yeah.
You know, with that hit and run.
Actually, that's a good idea. Why don't we all send
I was talking about my
messages to our
weight.
future selves, probably like at the end of this process, you know,
Well,
in November when we're
Yeah,
all
maybe we could set a
about to
milestone
graduate.
and let our future.
Heads
What,
up
would,
to
compare
what,
Future
do you,
Max,
what do you want to say to
don't
your
screw
future
this up.
self?
What do I want to say to my future self?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Sorry that I'm such a.
Oh, gonna have to beat that.
We're
up.
gonna have to beat that.
You have to say something. You
sorry,
have to say
kids.
something very vague
Sorry, Mum.
to myself. Like,
me and Max are quite good friends, so I'm sure he didn't mean that.
Oh, that's Max. Okay,
yeah.
I was surprised. I thought,
I thought you were
that
talking
Max,
about
I was just
me.
going, that Max doesn't have any friends.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd probably say to myself to get fitter. Yeah, that's about it, and live life pretty much. What would you say? To yourself?
as for me, I guess maybe the next few months I want to
swagger
be
back.
in a relationship.
oh,
Everyone here knows that I'm rather desperate
this
about
isn't Dan
getting a
Savage.
girlfriend.
By the way,
Come on,
guys,
no relationship talk.
For anyone listening out there, we have a lovely bachelor here. His name is Max Pacon.
Hello,
He's how old are you?
I'm 19.
He's 19 years old. He's foreign.
I'm
He's,
Asian.
he's an 8 out of 10.
It's an 8, a solid 8 out of 10.
He does
Solid eight.
kickboxing. He does
I like it.
kickboxing.
I'm
so-
very fit.
Yeah.
I wear glasses. That means I'm smart.
Do you have a six pack?
No.
he has a keg.
So
yeah.
anyone who's interested, just find his blog. There'll probably be a link to it on the main blog.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And just go for it. Just go for it.
Alice
Cool.
isn't enjoying
So
it.
any last things before we wrap it up, yeah?
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing in yourself. Okay, I'm done.
All right.
You guys
Okay.
Okay, guys.
disgust me.
Anything, do you want to say anything, Max, at all before we wrap it up?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Cool. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast of The Fallen once again. I'm your host, Aiden, and this is my
Max
co-host.
Power.
Oh, cutting there.
No,
Oh,
that's me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so thanks for joining us, Max and Alice.
you.
I hope you
The fake Max?
enjoyed
Real Max.
talking to us. Yeah, but cool. See you guys. Hope you have a wonderful time in the week ahead, and hope you tune into us next time.
Peace out.
Not quite sure who we'll have in the next podcast because things are getting a bit jumbled up.
Yep.
But we'll let you know as soon as possible. And if you want, look in the description and you can like our Facebook page, look at our blog, and
Twitter.
yeah, like us and subscribe. Yes, we also have
We
Twitter.
are Twitter.
Thank you, Max. Cool. So see you guys later. This is Aiden and Max signing out.
Peace.